other ARG we've watched, bro, it's been, yeah, we methodically looked at this and ancient Egyptian literature and Siamese code and decoding and processes. And he was like, yeah, I guessed it. Yeah. With every Minecraft video that we watch, I ask the same question every time. Why not just leave the game so these things don't happen? We're dealing with demons, we're dealing with entities, we're dealing with spirits of the dead. Close the laptop and go away and all your problems are gone. But this video in particular deals with what if you close the game and the problems still exist. Today, we're gonna be watching the murder mystery game that bled into real life. This is by Zacho Builds. Welcome back to Stanley. Come on, let's get it, let's go.
Murder mysteries have long been one of the most popular mini games associated with Minecraft, with countless versions of them found all across the internet. And
if you're on Minecraft, why are you doing murder mysteries? The game is literally to build blocks, not build a casket. Like, or at least like just anything besides death should be on Minecraft, gang. I'm not gonna lie.
in my search for a new ARG to cover, I came across this channel, which offered a new take on the murder
What's good,
mystery
GG?
genre and even boasted
Sparrow
that
was good.
no one would be able to fully solve the story. Okay, challenge accepted. But imagine my shock when I discovered that the project had been left unfinished due to one of the players getting into a terrible accident. And the further I dug, the more I felt something wasn't right. So I became way too determined to find out not only who the killer was in the game, but also in real life. This is the Murder Project.
Hey, hold on, the intro was kind of clean. Wait, somebody died. I shouldn't be smiling. My condolences. I'm sorry for your loss. You know what I'm saying?
When we look at the first video, we are immediately thrust into a conversation between someone whose name in this experiment seems to just be Player 2, and we seem to be watching from
Zay,
the
I feel
POV
I
of
am.
Player 1. The conversation goes,
Do you want to share what your role is? Not if you don't know.
I don't like when they do the creepy voice stuff, bro. It just don't sit right with me. I don't like it.
It's unfair. Okay, well, I'm gonna go talk to other people.
I've got no idea what they mean by roles, but Player 1 writes to just us viewers, quote,
I don't trust her. I'm calling it now. She's evil.
It was at this point I decided to go back to the channel and try to get some context. There was a link tree, and upon clicking on it, I found a master document that has the names, locations, and jobs of every person participating in this experiment. And I'm blurring most of it because
Y'all are this organized for Minecraft, but yet if I look inside of your binder for school, I know none of them are within the little 3 rings thing. I know you got mad paper inside of like that plastic part that's supposed to hold like 5 sheets. You got 30 sheets in there, but when it comes to Minecraft, you guys literally have master documentation of files. I just don't get it, bro.
I don't know if these are real people.
It's no way it's ever this serious, gang.
But so far we've seen Player 1, Otto, talk with Player 2.
Right,
call these
Sage.
two the palindromies because both their names are palindromes.
Oh, okay, that's
Like
fire.
Homies. Okay, moving on.
That's
We get
fire, that's
one
fire.
more conversation
I'm not
in this
mad.
first video. It's between Player 7 and 3. Now, Player 3 asks,
What's your role?
and Player 7 responds.
I feel like I shouldn't say it yet.
These two actually decide to make a truce, one that I'm going to name the 21-year-old Alliance because, according to that document,
They're 21? Oh, wow. I thought I was dealing with Jits this whole time. Whoa, these are grown adults that passed away.
they both happen to be 21. All right,
I'm
with that out of
assuming.
the way, here's where the puzzle really begins. I'll let you watch it.
There's a poisoner, chooses players' info. Okay. Good players learn their info. Okay. Bad players are given a fake good role. Okay. Okay, so this is like Among Us. Oh, I win this. Oh, I win this. Oh, I win this. I don't die here.
So this project is basically testing if a random group of players who don't know
It's this one. Whoever, if we could assign names, it's this one right here.
each other are able to figure out who the bad guys are with zero prior
Okay, I'm gonna ignore his check mark because he didn't give me anything to go off of.
Their knowledge. It's like a game of cracked up mafia or werewolf, except if you look at this form on the link tree, we can see that the game itself
Stand dead. All right.
is a combination lock where we have to figure out every person's role in order to progress to the next part of this ARG.
That is
I'm
crazy.
starting to see why they assumed no one was going to be able to solve this story. The only thing that we know for 100% in this game is that there are two bad players, a poisoner and a murderer. The murderer, spoiler alert, murders, and the poisoner makes someone's information wrong, but they don't know. What information?
Wow, that is crazy. Whoa, that is actually insane. How do you win if somebody's whole job is to spread false information without people knowing, like without them knowing that they're doing that? That's crazy.
Well, let's take a look. It's announced to us that player 2 has been murdered.
Yeah,
so
facts,
rest
fam.
in peace to one half of the palindromies. However, player 2 apparently isn't
Dang.
removed from the experiment quite yet. We see player 3, one of the 21-year-old guys, decides to confide with the recently deceased some important information. His role. He tells player 2 that he is the doctor, which is when this pop-up happens. This role
this
is
is
the
Mafia,
saving
literally.
grace for the good team. It is the only way that players can find out if they have been poisoned.
All right, pay attention. I feel like the big details are about to come up. Hold on, let me lock in. Let me focus. This is the moment.
You remember that thing where your role stops working, but you have no idea? Yeah, that. So the doctor picks a person every night to test, and if they're positive, then their role isn't working that day, and if they're negative for poison, then they're all good. But this comes with
That didn't help me decipher anything.
downside. When someone is positive for poison, it could either be true and that person has wrong info, false and the doctor themselves is now poisoned, or the person tested is just the poisoner themselves because the
Oh, wow. So instead of it limiting your option into what you think it is, it gives you 3 options of what it could be. How do you win this? Oh my goodness.
poisoner will always test positive. I should be discouraged by how complicated this is, but Mama didn't raise a quitter. She just raised a stubborn guy who tries to solve niche internet mysteries. So player 3, the doctor, checked player 2 for poison and it tested positive. And while this is all great info, like I say, none of it's concrete because there's even a world where our doctor here is lying out of his cheeks and is evil himself. But
Oh, because the dude, the imposter could essentially act like the doctor and give out false Nah, that's too much.
now we cut over to player 7 and player 4 has come by to visit. They chat and we see player 7 say,
What are you?
and player 4 responds.
I don't want to say, but I'm not that great of a role.
But player 7 decides to just come out with their role, which is the villager, who has 0 ability. So while that's a bit boring for him, it at least makes it easier on my mind to remember all of these roles. Player 7 sharing this gives player 4 enough trust to share a little bit more info. He says, quote,
It also sucks because you were protected last night.
and player 7 asks, what role does that?
How does he know that he was protected?
And 4 says, the Guardian. They both have a good laugh about how 4 protected the one useless character, but all I'm thinking about at this point is just that this doesn't confirm anything. 4 can claim they protected someone all they want, but unless no one dies in the night, we just don't know for sure.
So,
Shoot, I protected your mom last night.
so is there 4? Yo, not yo. Watch who you talking to, gang. Watch who you talking to. Jump out the screen. Wait, so is there 8 people or is there 4 people? How many people total are there? And I really wish they would have gave us names instead of player numbers right now.
You've got no proof that I didn't. Anyway, 4 tells 7 they're gonna go tell one other person.
4 tells 7 that they're gonna go tell one other person, not number 1. You see how difficult this makes my job?
They're the Guardian. This feels like a random fact, but just remember it for later. And then this is basically it for useful conversations. We see player 3 try to hide
Okay, so 4 told one other person and 3 is the main character. We're 3. 3's on the bottom left.
the fact that he's the doctor to player 5. So instead says, quote, I won't confirm that I'm the doctor, but if I were, no, I didn't check you. terrible lying. So then
Yeah,
in the
that's
video,
horrible. Yeah,
this
what?
sort of console appears, and it seems like the public chat has opened. And now these 7 randos have to figure out if
Oh,
they
it's 7 people. Okay.
want to execute someone that they think is evil or skip. And
Not
just
off the
go
first
into the next
round.
day. Well,
Oh yeah, because player 2 already died. That's right. Okay, I'm here now.
I guess not 7. Hashtag justice for player 2.
Yeah,
Player 7
yeah.
comes out and tells everyone that they're the
Wait.
I guess not 7.
Okay, so there's 6 people. Oh my gosh. We would have all died. Hey man, if I was a detective on the case, bro, just send your family the condolences, gang. We would have all died right here, bro. Holy, it took me 6 minutes to realize that there's 6 people.
Hashtag justice for
I'm
player
fired,
2.
right?
Player 7 comes out and tells everyone that they're the villager still, and people sort of joke about killing him just because he is useless, but they end up deciding not to execute.
Let me look at who's making those jokes. I feel like that's important. I'ma move. See, people don't think about it. I be thinking about it though. Hold on.
Joke about killing him just because he is useless, but they end up
Okay, hold on. Hey guys, yeah, we know you told like everyone. That's player 2. Isn't player 2 dead? Player 3, LMAO. So what I'm hearing is you're a good kill. Nah, player 4, that's weird, but that's so weird that I'm not gonna assume that it's player 4. Cause that's a joke that you really don't make when you in the hot seat, cause you know everybody gonna be like, But also at the same time on some big brain stuff, that's a joke you do make. Cause later in the rounds that's gonna bite you in the back. So actually, no, it's not player 4. Player 4 good on here.
deciding not to execute.
Okay, hold on. Player 5 ain't really say that much. Oh, come on, really? This feels dumb. Okay, I can't read all of it, but player 5 gets shiesty to me because he's giving confusion. One of the main things people who are like the murderer is gonna do is give off confusion. True, but also villagers are generally so annoying, so I think you should die. See, player 4 putting it on too hard is not him. Oh my gosh, he's the misinformation one. Retweet 2, LMAO 1, sounds logic to me. Nah, he just going with it. 7, dear God. 5, okay, but seriously, guys, does anyone want to vote anyone out tonight? Nah, I feel like player 5 is trying to player 5 really trying to portray like he really like trying to figure it out. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm yappy. You know when a teacher walks by and you was like low-key on your phone, but you have to like duck your phone off and now you have to make it look like you working on something, so you act super focused on what you're doing? That's what player 5 is doing. He's acting like he focused on but he actually the one causing havoc.
Anyone. But here's what's interesting, because at the last minute we see player 6 blurt out, quote, "If you're the doctor, check me tonight," and before anyone can react, the video ends. So let's take a step back, because
my money on
one
5
person has already died to the murderer and another is about to. And with most games like this, you can typically assume that the players killed by the murderer are good players, and thus we can trust their roles. But I realized that on the first night, it never actually said that the bad players knew who each other were. So I wanted to confirm and see if this was the case, and I left a comment under one of the YouTube videos asking about just this. The channel responded and said, quote, "The evil players are not informed of who each other are. So every person killed..."
This is the first time I've ever heard about a channel responding during one of these videos. That's odd.
"Of who each other are. So every person killed by the murderer could just be lying about their role and actually be the evil poisoner, including player 2, which... Did we ever even find out what she was claiming her role was? God damn it.
Nah, I'm in a loop, bro. I'm not gonna lie, Mr. ARG, man, I'm just going off of vibes. Like, whoever giving me weird, that's what I'm picking. Thank you for the reminder. The doctor tests somebody. Doctor better not test me, though. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Doctor best not test me though, cause what I got don't got a steth, but it got a scope. You know what I mean? Cause stethoscope. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I'll stop.
All right, folks, here is where the drama really starts, because it is announced to us that no one has died. Now, we find out that this can happen for 2 reasons. Either the guardian protected the person who was set to die, or the murderer accidentally got poisoned by the poisoner, but the spicy part
Whoa,
happens
that'd be
when player
fire.
4, who is claiming Guardian, goes to visit player 1. Now, player 4 writes a full MLA
Oh, we're player 4 right now, so we're the Guardian right now. Okay.
format essay here, but allow me to kindly summarize it all for you. So it turns out player 4 had this master plan to tell one person and one person only that he is the Guardian and then protect himself the following night. And if no one dies, odds are the person he told probably tried to get an easy kill on him and remove one of the best roles from the game. And if you recall, that person was player 7, who
Dang it! Okay.
did tell 7 he was going to tell other people, so maybe player 7 felt
Fair, let me know if you find someone I should protect, but I'm gonna tell one more person I'm the Guardian to be safe.
comfortable enough to then try to target him. So player 4 just gave player 1 all of this info, and since they seem to trust each other, player 1 decides to tell 4 that they are the nurse. Now, the nurse essentially just learns who the doctor is on the first night. So, based on this, player 4
Oh wow, so the nurse is the only person in the game who knows for sure one other person's role, undoubtedly. Okay.
asks who the doctor is. But player 1 says in way too many words they don't trust player 4 enough yet to give out that information.
Real.
Player 5 goes to visit player 3, and
This is my suspicion right here. Okay, let me listen.
if you remember, player 3 is claiming the doctor, and 5 actually asked to be tested last night. But player 3 says they actually checked player 6
Yeah, player 6 was the one who asked, I thought. I thought it was player 6 who asked.
for poison because they asked him to super last
Yeah,
minute.
oh,
And this makes player 5 so mad because now she doesn't know if the information she got last night is 100% correct. So
Hey, so did you check me for poison last night? I actually didn't because player 6 asked for it last minute, and I don't know. I trusted her. What? Why? You and I had an actual conversation. See? Player 5 is giving a little chaotic, like you're throwing off my master plan. Something about player 5 is weird, gang. It's 1 in the morning, Stanley. I know. I'm sorry. Low-key, no idea what's going on. Basically, have you ever watched Mafia or have you ever played Among Us? It's basically a combination of that of what's happening right now. Realistically, it's Mafia. It's Mafia that's happening right now.
5 and 3 have gone from
But somebody ends up dying in real life.
best friends to near enemies, considering that it is a very weird decision.
Wait, go.
Gone from best friends to near
I know you blah 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 wasted it. I know, but I don't know. I trust her. I don't think a bad guy would do that. That's literally exactly what a bad guy would
enemies,
do.
considering that it is a very weird decision as the doctor to test someone who you don't know what their role is. But let's find out another role, shall we? Our quote-unquote doctor goes to visit player 6 and is basically like, hey, I went out on a huge limb for you and I tested you. Tell me who you are. And player 6 obliges and says, the Undertaker.
They got every role in here, bro. They got doctors, they got nurses, they got the Undertaker. They gonna have John Cena next. Like, bro, why do they have so many roles? Why do they have so many roles? My goodness, I literally can't keep track, gang. It's like I'm on my 5th Big Mac, bro. Why is there so many roles here, gang? This is insane. What does he do? Learns the role of each Oh, that is actually fire. Okay, so now we have 2 people in the game who for sure can understand the role of somebody. The nurse can for sure know who the doctor is, and the Undertaker can for sure know whoever dies. Understood? Okay, I'm getting there. I feel like I'm starting to understand it a little bit.
Player 6 wanted to confirm that they weren't poisoned because odds are the group is going to execute someone today, and she wants to get concrete, correct info about that person's role, and it turns out that she will because she tested negative for poison according to the doctor. She says that she's going to come out with all of her info today and will probably die in the night considering it's a pretty good role, but she'll have time to communicate what role
Wait. I gotta go back.
today, and she wants to get concrete, correct info about that person's role, and it turns out that she will because she tested negative for poison according to the doctor. She says that she's going to come out with all of her info today and will probably die in the night considering it's a pretty good role, but she'll have time to communicate what role is told to her the next day. And when the public chat opens, she does just that. So now everyone knows that if the doctor isn't lying and she isn't lying, that they will get the correct role of whoever dies tonight. Player
It's too easy. It's not gonna work.
1 asks player 6 who the doctor is, and 6 says that she doesn't want to out them. But this is really weird because player 1, if you remember, is claiming the nurse, so they should already know who the doctor is.
Right.
And player 4 knows this, but instead of calling it out,
Dang, because now they could have had a 3-way agreement, and then that would have been enough to sway public opinion. Because if the nurse knows who it is, the doctor knows, in fact, I am that, and whatever the shorty is, if they all 3 would have agreed, there's no way everybody else in the group would have said no. On top of the fact, there's only 6 people left. So it really would have been majority vote, and the Undertaker could have confirmed right there. Because even if that is the doctor or isn't the doctor, the next round, you could be like, if the doctor dies or whenever the doctor dies, the Undertaker could check that and we would know that the other 2 people were never lying. And that would have helped us in the proceeding round.
he calls out player 7 about that whole master plan I explained earlier and how he's the only one who knew he was the Guardian. Player 7 defends himself and brings up what I talked about before with like the poisoner accidentally poisoning the murderer, and then also mentions that maybe the murderer just happened to pick the protected person. The group argues for a bit and then decides it's a bit weird that the Guardian, quote unquote, wants to kill player 7 based off of so little evidence, and at the very worst, the Undertaker will find out the truth if player 4 is actually the Guardian through her abilities. So they execute player 4.
Dang. Wait, player 4 was the one that I was saying, right? Player 4 was the one I was saying. Was player 4 the one that I was saying? I'm gonna go back. I'm pretty sure player 4 was the one that I was like, yo, she's being mad weird. Oh no, player 5. I was talking about 5. Yeah. Okay, yeah, because I was gonna say, I don't feel like player 4 did enough.
Maybe the murderer just happened to... They execute player 4.
I don't think it was
All right,
4.
I need a break from this whole game mess, so let's take a deeper dive into this link tree listed on the channel because there's a lot hidden in here. First is on
That's
that
so
master
creepy.
document. You may have noticed that there are 2
Oh!
links available to us. The first is this Twitter page where the only public tweet is this image. I love ARGs so much. Anyway, the other important thing here is that player 2 appears to be the one who passed away during the process of this project. Her name
Dang.
is Ava, and among the information about her is a phone number, which when you call it, you get this.
Oh no, nah. That's about to be weird. That's about to be weird. I could tell.
Voicemail.
I'll let y'all listen to it. I'm cool. I'm gonna take off my headphones and let it play. Y'all can listen to. I'm not gonna lie. Should I mute it? Nah.
You've reached the Ava Shroud. I can't come to the phone right now because I'm busy living my best life.
Oh, that's sad. That's cynical. Oh, that sucks. Oh, no.
So just leave me a message.
This feels pretty random for them to give us access to. Why let us call this number at all?
That's crazy.
Well, if you happen to be paying really close attention, in that voicemail, it says that Ava's last name is Shroud, and that Twitter handle is @AutoShroud. These two aren't just palindromies.
It was
they're
his
actually
sister?
related, it seems. So this document claiming that it's, quote, a group of random people is a lie. And the more I look at it, the more it doesn't feel random at all. I mean, if you map out everyone's ages, it's all within a 4-year age range. I think these people actually do
Went to
know
high
each other,
school?
but since no one's gamer tags are actually shown, they have no idea that they do. And that brings me to this last link on the link tree. It's an image of like a Minecraft
Nah, the music's getting weird and stuff, and nah.
house as well as a code. Now there's missing digits, but it seems to be an IP address for a Minecraft server. So if we can figure these out, we can find out what's on this mysterious Minecraft server. But for now, let's move on to the next video.
Yeah, cheesy goof. Somebody dies IRL from this video.
Welcome to the final day. We are told that
Or it was
player
Ava.
5 has died in the night. Now, we still at this point don't entirely know what
Reap
player
was good.
5's role is. We know that they've been trying to get some accurate information through the doctor, but at this point, they have a limited amount of time to share all their information. So player 5 goes to talk to the nurse, or player 1.
Wait, so when you die, you get one more round to talk or something?
And explains all that stuff that happened with the doctor and him being a bit weird with his checking. Player 1 immediately is like, hey, I'm the nurse, so I know who the doctor is. And they decide that they are going to each write who they think the doctor is in their own
What's good, Janaya?
books, and then swap at the same time to then find out whose information is
Oh,
right
that's
and what's
fire.
going on. So player 5 writes down player 3 as the doctor.
Player 3 the
and
doctor.
They swap books, and turns out player 1 was told that there is no doctor in play. Finally, thank God. Turns out player 1 was told that there is no doctor in play.
So player 1 said that there's no doctor in play. Player 5 is saying that it was player 3. I'm telling you, my suspicions are on player 5.
Finally, thank God. This is huge information because we finally have a direct contradictory claim, which means either the doctor is lying or the nurse is lying. One of them has to be evil. Now, whether they're the murderer or just the poisoner throwing things off, who knows? But to figure the rest of this out, I need to know player 5's role. And perfect timing, because Thea here is about to share with the class that she is the neighbor. The neighbor essentially works where every night you are told how many alive neighbors are evil. And I'll do you a favor and explain this to you in a more interesting way than reading it from a book like I did. So all of these houses are in a circle, which means every person has 2 neighbors, one on either side. Now, each night you find out of the 2 alive neighbors, how many are evil. So let's go through the information that she got night by night. Night 1, her neighbors were player 2 and player 3. And she received a 1, meaning that one of the 2 are evil.
Whoa!
Now, by night
Wait, that's OP. Wait, so does that guarantee that she's not evil and it has to be somebody else? Now the only suspicions on player 5 would be, is she telling the truth or is she lying?
2, one of her
Because this would be a crazy role for the poisoner to act like they have.
neighbors had already died. It was player 2. So her new alive neighbors were still player 3 and then also now player 1. And she claims she still received a 1, meaning that one of her alive neighbors was evil. And her neighbors have been the same ever since, and she's saying she got a 1 every single time. So this, assuming it's all true, either means that player 3 is evil, and that's why it stayed a 1, or both player 2 and player 1 are evil, which is why it would stay a 1 even though the neighbors had changed.
But what would that mean that she knows who the doctor is? Why would? Oh, and that's why she was saying player 3 is the doctor. Okay, I get it.
Or there's a poison that's somewhere in there and that messes everything up, but I don't want to talk about it. Anyway, we see
No, that would absolve her from getting poisoned, but I don't know if she is the poison.
the doctor, which, if it's not clear by now, anytime I use anyone's role, I'm using massive air quotes above it.
Yeah.
But the doctor goes to visit the Undertaker to see what she found out last night, and she was told apparently that player 4 was indeed the Guardian, and the two decide that this incriminates player 7 because that's who the Guardian thought it was. And then the public chat opens, and it is a mess. We have the Undertaker talking about it being player 7 because the Guardian seemed to be not lying, and then we have the nurse calling out the doctor because he was told there wasn't a doctor. So then the doctor starts fighting back, saying the nurse must be evil, and it is just pure pandemonium until player 7 makes a point that is so stupid that it's actually genius. Player 7 suggests that they don't vote anyone out today. Now, let me explain.
Okay.
So there's 4 people left alive, which means if they execute someone and they're wrong, then it's 3 people left, and the murderer kills someone that night, and since there's no guardian left, the murderer will win because it's one murderer and
there's
one
not enough bodies anymore.
good guy. So if they skip the executing tonight, the murderer will kill a good guy, and then instead of picking between 4 people, they can pick from 3 people.
Literally, he's just playing a game of numbers. I respect that. That's actually fire. That's actually fire. And 7 guessed that. Player 7 is the one who said that. The murderer would not go for this plan at all.
Which is slightly better odds. And
yeah,
while the group isn't happy about it, they decide to do just that. But unfortunately, this is where the project gets cut off. And as we know, this was already hard to solve when it was supposed to be completed, let alone an incomplete puzzle. But I'm still determined to figure this out. So I left a comment on that community post, basically being like, are you able to tell us who the murderer killed in that final night?
That's crazy.
Now, while I waited for a response, I turned my attention back to this image and the server IP that it had.
Right.
Now, if I'm one thing, I am impatient. And if I'm 2 things, I'm impatient and a cheater. So, while I don't think I was supposed to figure out this IP.
Crazy combination for your wife to see one day, man. I'm not gonna lie. She gonna walk into the room to the most atrocious thing possible.
I did some research into how server IPs work. This first half before the colon is actually the literal IP address of the server, but this second half is called the port number. Now, Minecraft's default port number is 25565, and most servers will have some number that is close to this. So while I can't reasonably guess what this number is, I can almost guarantee that this number is a 2. And you're probably like, oh, great job, Zach. Only 5 more digits to figure out. Well, I was like, oh, what if every asterisk was replacing a 2? And I'm not kidding, it worked. When I first logged on, I thought I just had a random person's Minecraft server. It just looked like an SMP. But then I found this house, which exactly matches the one in the picture. I was in the right place. Probably the stupidest way I've ever solved a puzzle, but
yo, he might be the dumbest, smartest ARG person we've had yet. Yo, oh my god. Every other ARG we've watched, bro, it's been, we methodically looked at this and ancient Egyptian literature and Siamese code and decoding and processes. And he was like, yeah, I guessed it. Yeah. Yo, that is so, that's fire. I'm happy for him, bro.
It worked. So this server forces everyone who joins it into adventure mode, which sucks, but doesn't stop me from finding things. I found some signs with the same
Reaper.
names as
I could say that at least he kept it real. He didn't try to hype it or nothing.
The players on the document. So the link between all these players seems to be they all used to play on this SMP. I counted 5 total bases right here on the surface, and then 2 hidden bases. One was right here, and then the other one I haven't found yet, but there's a sign that says, quote, my hidden base is better than yours. So it's somewhere. But the issue that I have is clearly someone knew all these people to put them together in this
that's right.
game.
They don't know who hosted the room?
But there's 7 bases, 7 players, and there's even a 7-player cap on this server. It all seems to point to the fact that every single member of this SMP was playing that murder game. So who set it all up? My money is on whoever is the murderer probably put this whole thing together and gave themselves that role. And it was right around this point that I actually received a response back from the channel. So let's figure out who this murderer is. According to the YouTube channel, it's
for a channel that's like not active and quit because he was too whatevered by the death, he is dummy active in helping him solve this.
It was player 7 that died that final night. So that leaves us with 3 remaining players. Let's make a quick case on how each of them could be the murderer, starting with player 1. If player 1 is the murderer,
wait, what happened to player 5? Wait, what?
Then it's more than likely that player 3 is the doctor, and their information can be trusted. If player 3 is evil, then everything they've said is probably a lie, and it would be so much easier if we had a good nurse and a good doctor.
Player 5 was poisoned on night, not poisoned on night 3.
We're on the same page and could confirm each other, but here we are. Now, lastly, we have player 6, who seems pretty separated from this whole thing, and maybe seems like they don't have that much evidence against them. However, When we really look at it, a couple of their decisions have been interesting. The first was calling out last minute for the doctor to test them, which if you're evil, that is a pretty good play in order to kind of make the doctor's ability useless that round.
Yeah.
But if you really think about it, if I were given the murderer role, who would I kill on night 1? You have no information night 1. If you're able to, it'd be awesome to kill the Guardian, but you have no idea who anyone is. So the only thing that you can do is think about the neighbor. The neighbor gets great info about their neighbors. So strategically, me, the murderer, wants to kill my neighbors to stop them getting information about me as soon as possible. And if you follow this logic, it starts to fall into place. The neighbors of the first person killed, player 2, were player 5 and player 1. Spoiler alert, player 5 died to the murderer, so it's not them. So that leaves player 1. Okay, so...
Dang, there goes my guess. Frick! I wanted to be right so bad. I always get these videos wrong.
Oh, who died night 2? Well, no one.
He said
if
flip a
we
coin.
assume the Guardian did protect themselves, that means that the murderer genuinely tried to kill player 4, which is, once again, one of player 1's neighbors. But none of these people were actually the neighbor. Player 5 was. And when player 5 died, she was player 1's closest alive neighbor. But all of this requires perfectly correct information all around, which with a poisoner in the game is just unlikely. Unless the poisoner died on night
the
1.
First night.
For example, player 2, who was in fact the only positive poisoning reading that the doctor had gotten the entire game. And the poisoner tests positive for poison every single time. What if every single role had been receiving correct information the whole time? The doctor tested positive for poison because it was the poisoner, and then negative the rest of the game because there was no poisoner. They died. The Undertaker was told that player 4 was the Guardian, which was correct. That's what they were claiming. And the neighbor received a 1 on night 1 because they were next to the poisoner. Then the poisoner died.
Honestly, if the poisoner was in the game, it would have made everything actually a lot harder, right? Yeah, I think that's what I was trying to say.
Neighbor, the
I lost
murderer,
my train of thought a little bit.
And received a 1 again until they were sadly killed off. The only incorrect information in the whole game was player 1 claiming to be the nurse, and everyone else had right information from the rip. I know you're thinking, there's like so many holes in this, or there's other possibilities. Well, you want to know how I know I'm right? Because I didn't solve this. I just put in random combinations of roles into the form until I got the right answer, and then I sort of backtracked how it all worked out in the game after that. But we did it, boys! All right.
Yo, he is the dumbest person off this ARGs. Oh my god. Yo, oh my god. Nah, I like him. I like him. I like him. I like him. He's so real, bruh. Everybody else is doing the most craziest levels of gymnastics and flips and tricks and hurdle hooping to get to the answer. And he like, I just clicked the button until I was told I was right. Yeah. And that's how I figured out. And then he watched the video like, okay, now let's make it make sense. Yo, he fired. I like him, bro.
So now we know that player 1, or Otto, is
the murderer is number 2.
Not only the murderer, but also is
1.
Probably the one that has set this whole thing up. And considering that he
oh my gosh, I forgot. How did the lady die? Oh my gosh.
shares a last name with Ava, who
Yeah.
has died. He's suspect number 1 for her death. But what I'm still hung up on is this server. I feel as though there's has to be something more to find here besides.
We got to figure out the ARG, but we didn't get to figure out how this woman died. I forgot that was a whole part of the video.
Armor that I stole from this house. Oops. So let's at least start at finding that last hidden base. And I already know what you're thinking. Zach, why don't you just download a free cam mod or use replay mod to fly around the world and spectator and find the base? Well, it's because that would be cheating, and I never. Oh, here we go. Okay.
You, sir, have outdone yourself as the dumbest person to ever touch a Minecraft ARG, and you have my respect. In a world full of the most intelligent people ever who should be doing forensic science, NASA levels of work, majoring in communication and articulating perfect sentences, you are at the bottom of all those things, and I couldn't be happier. This is so fire. I like that he's a cheapskate. I like that this dude's a good for nothing, bro.
I found it. Once inside, we can see this rock formation, which I had seen a couple of scattered around the server,
Facts
but
noodle.
none of them had this sign. It's an invitation with a YouTube URL, and when you go to it, you are met with this video.
Failed what?
You are met
Failed
with this
invite.
video.
It's your job to find them. Message me to join. Bro, the sounds.
This video and the different things being said are, sure, creepy, but also seem to be an invitation to play the
Message him, Stanley. Do you want me to die? They will kill me.
exact game we just got done solving. And I don't understand what I'm supposed to be getting from this, but all I know is I didn't dwell on that very long, because in this room, we're actually able to steal these items from these item frames, even though we're in adventure mode. And I think the purpose of this is so we have an ender pearl, because there's this hole up in a tower, and when you go to inside where this hole should be, you can see the wall has been pushed in a bunch. So all I should have to do is...
He misses this. I knew it!
Okay, so we have these signs that seem to be sort of
Yo, he's so not for real, bro.
reporting on what's happening on the server, and using these we can narrow down the different bases and who they belong to. So it says that Ava's
Yo.
house is, quote, cute, which draws me to this house right here. It says that John had a secret entrance, much like the one we saw here.
No cap.
Leo has the dragon egg, and upon flying around in Spectator, I found it hidden in this like weird pit, which I now assume is his house. I think the underground base with the Ender Pearl is Jess's base, and then since Otto was on vacation, I have to assume this house is his, because the only other house left has a note from Otto himself. But when I finally turned around, I found one more sign that seemed to just have a jumble of characters, but
That's
I've been
for
in the
sure,
biz
Lee.
long enough to know that this is the end
Yeah.
of the YouTube URL.
Yeah.
So I plugged it in.
I've watched so many Minecraft videos. Whenever I see something, I for sure know when it's a link versus when it's not a link anymore. I could probably figure one of these out if I really wanted to, but no way am I possibly putting myself in harm's way to figure one of these out. Like the well story or any of that, or the one where the person had the deer show up outside of her house. Nah, I'm cool.
And God.
Oh.
The end of a YouTube URL. So I plugged it in and got...
It wasn't her fault. Oh my gosh. Nah.
The text reads, it wasn't her fault, and it seems like we've just really begun to go off the rails, but what I'm getting here is that we're finally starting to get some information about what happened to Ava and how she died.
No,
but
bro.
what is more important to me here is the image in the background. After I brightened it a bit, it seems to be a certain place on the server, and after looking around for a while, I
You
found it,
went
which,
there?
of course, led to another YouTube video. It says, you have no idea how much I miss her. And I think I recognize that background. I'm pretty sure, because when I was looking around for that underground base, there was a ravine. Yeah, here we go. Okay. Another video. Couldn't take it. Her heart couldn't take it. Okay. Now, this is actually interesting wording to me, and this background I didn't recognize right away until I was following one of those paths of blocks. And it
Yo,
led to
this
like,
is
nether portal,
creepy.
and I found this sign hidden nearby. However, I did get stuck in this little pool of water where it was, so I had to kill myself to get out. Whose fault is it? Dude... I don't know. You're
That's what we trying to figure out. Well, not we. Let me be specific. Let me be specific. Random demon dude. That's what he's trying to figure out, and that's what I'm trying to analyze, understand what he's looking at.
Tell me.
He said, we.
Also, this background is just a cave. How the hell am I supposed to find this?
What are the odds that it's this? This kind of looks like it. This is it, isn't it?
I'm scared.
Oh, there we go.
I'm scared, bro, that he's gonna walk into one of these and get jumped or something.
You've seen it
That's
all
funny,
now.
Ankles.
Tell me. And someone's joining a server. What am I supposed to do with that?
Like, where on the world do I go if I don't have an image? You know what I mean?
Did someone just join the server?
Oh. Oh my god. Oh.
Oh, hell no. 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 When I tell you my heart just sunk, bro? Heck no. Heck, boy. And the first thing he types in the chat is who fault. Oh, nah. Oh, nah. Nah.
Whose fault is it? Oh, damn it. This is like the final thing of the ARG, isn't it? I'm supposed to know this. Okay. I feel like I have no evidence for this so far. It wasn't her fault. No idea how much I miss her. Her heart couldn't take it. Whose fault is it?
How did he know that he made it to the last sign? Do you guys get what I'm saying? How do you know he made it to the last sign and then joined?
I mean, I feel like it doesn't
And the fact that he's spamming it, bro, I'm tweeting.
have to be a person, does it? All I have is her heart could, like, what if her heart literally gave out? This is this is so messed up.
I'm scared. He's gonna answer wrong and then he's gonna tweak. He's gonna answer wrong and he's gonna tweak.
That feels like the safest response. Okay.
I'm
It
so scared.
stopped. Do it. Okay. Do I win? Do I win the murder game?
No, you heard the music? Nah, I heard the music. It tried to start a wind up.
Oh, shoot. That scared me.
His phone started ringing, gang. Not only did he somehow know he found the last sign, after he answered it, his phone started ringing. Yo.
Oh, shoot. That scared me.
Hello?
Oh, shoot. Is this? Let me put it on speaker.
I wanted to play a game that I know the doctor played, and we had just gotten it to happen, and then all of a sudden, she was gone, and I was completely alone. Thank you. Okay.
To my sister, it was no one's fault, but I will always enjoy the time we had. I miss you every day and always will, Otto. Wow, so the lady that died that this is talking about in the murder mystery was his sister. And she died from a heart attack, presumably from being what, scared in the game? Like maybe she got shocked in the game and she got so scared and then he died. And then because he's the one who created the game, that's why he feels remorseful. Whoa, wow. The first Minecraft video that we've had that actually resulted in somebody passing away. That's heartbreaking. If you guys want to watch another crazy one, click this one right here. I guarantee it's just as entertaining. And I will catch you guys in the next video. With that being said, goodbye.